the old man, as we call him, and I hate to use that term because that's what I am today, but he had he had a vision for a firm and was ahead of his time in the accounting profession. You know, he did things like edit the Practitioners Forum in the Journal of Accountancy, and this was a practitioner from New Philadelphia, Ohio, that wrote an article every month for the Journal of Accountancy. And he developed a managing an accounting practice course that he taught around the country. And so Dick always had a vision for our profession and for our firm. And I think it's a legacy that he's left. We still continue to be very active in our profession. And I think it's important that we do that. It keeps us on the cutting edge of what's happening in our profession. You know, it gives our leaders the ability to interact with other leaders in the country.
Well, I first met Mr. Rea in June of 1979. I just started with the firm. And Mr. Rea had a habit of taking the new people, the new team members, out to lunch. And that was my first experience with him. Mr. Rea looked like your ultimate grandfather, wore a three-piece suit, and I also remember that he had a pocket watch that was hanging out of the vest. And that will always be, that was my initial impression, and I always have that picture of him in my mind.
Mr. Rea was a consummate businessman who loved people and was quick with a limerick. The advice that Mr. Rea gave me that impacted my career the most was when he informed us to go visit clients whenever we didn't have anything to do or in times other than to just deliver our services. He pointed out that it can be very lonely at the top, and the president and CEOs of our clients would welcome our visit and input. He instructed us to just ask questions and listen.
My dad really wasn't a traditional CPA in terms of accounting and audit strength and things of that sort. He was really much more of a businessman, but more importantly, as I observed and watched, I think that the thing that he brought to Rea Associates was putting people in the right positions and enabling them to realize their potential, challenging them, giving them the latitude to do things. I think about when they bought the office in Lima, they bought the firm in Lima, and Tim Michael moved there. And I remember weekly my father driving to Lima to spend time with Tim, try to build that, grow it, turn it around, etc. And moving Mike Taylor to Millersburg at a very, very young age, in his 20s, to open that and run that operation. So it gave people the opportunity to excel.
He led us into more of a corporate culture, in my opinion, and the organizational structure changed significantly under Tim's watch. Some of the things that during that 10 years as well is that we grew $20 million in revenue and added 150 employees. So in hindsight, it's like, wow, we really did do a lot of stuff. No wonder we were so busy.
Lee does a good job as CEO. I don't think we could have had a better leader of the firm during the tough times right after the economic downturn. He was the type of leader that made tough decisions and knew what he was doing was best for the firm, as difficult as some of the decisions were. It was, we couldn't have asked for anything better. He's a very forward-thinking individual. When we first started practice together way back when, we kind of split our duties. He took the professional side, working with the Ohio Society of CPAs, where I leaned more toward community involvement and pursuing contacts and so forth in the community. But his forward thinking got him to be treasurer of the Ohio Society and ultimately president of the Ohio Society of CPAs. And you don't do that if you're not good at it. So that was one of my first hints that someday he might be CEO of our firm.
Tim put together the team that design the Rea Way, and we still, those of us who have been here a long time, believe that from one end to the other. It's in our wallets, it's on our walls, and it's in our lobbies.
Well, when I became managing partner, it was shortly after 3 of our senior partners retired, and Richard Rea had been gone a number of years. And we had 7 offices and about 100 people. And I was concerned that we might lose what was, I guess, what you'd call our culture. As we were bringing in new people and new firms, I was concerned that what used to get spread by word of mouth would get lost. And so we got together and put it in, a couple of us partners got together, put these words up on a board, and it ended up with the Rea Way. One of the firms that I presented this to about a year ago, after we got done reading through the document, the firm administrator said, you know, this is really more than just a statement of values, it's a call to action. And I've thought a lot about that since then, and if you really read it, it's not saying be an ambassador from the standpoint of just kind of remember this or remember quality or remember timeliness. It's telling you to go out and be proactive and do the things that are within the Rea Way document, to be positive, to fail forward, to have fun and enjoy the journey. These are very much calls to action, and I think that's the first time I had heard it quite that way, and I just think that's really why that document is so special.
75 years from now, I really believe Rea is going to be international. I think we're going to be all over the U.S., and I'm pretty doggone sure we're going to be located in other countries. I think we're also going to have a female-dominated partner group, so ladies, get prepared.
In 75 years, I probably still see us in the same communities that we're in now. Hopefully, a little larger. And me personally, I would hope that in 75 years, I would be able to get out and golf a little more.
75 years from now, I see Rea still centered on our same pillars that we have today, helping our Rea family and our clients reach their full potential.
In the future, preparing a tax return will be like, have you ever seen Minority Report? We'll have virtual reality gloves, and you just take information from the source document, throw it onto the return, recalculate, and then send it off to review.
Who knows, maybe we've got some chip in us that, we come in, scan a fingerprint, and everything's uploaded and we're done.
Career-wise, in the future, people might talk about flying cars, 3D printers. Me, I'm just happy if my niece realizes I do more than count stuff all day.
You don't have to worry about email. It's great. All you gotta do is talk in your computer, and it types the email for you. Perfect. Last thing, probably my favorite thing about the future, is if you're going to a meeting, you don't have to wait in traffic or construction or anything like that. Speaking of which, I have a meeting I gotta make it to, so I'll see you later. Hey Judy, beam me up.